sister.
Blanche, what's the matter with you?
He's left?
Stan? Yes.
Will he be back?
He's gone to get the car greased. Why?
Why? I have been half crazy, Stella. When I found out you'd been insane enough to come in back here after what happened, I started to rush in after you.
I'm glad you didn't.
What were you thinking of, Stella? Answer me. What?
Please, Blanche, sit down and stop yelling.
Alright, I will repeat the question quietly now. How could you come back in here after what happened last night? Why? You must have slept with him.
Blanche, I've forgotten how excitable you are. You're making much too much of a fuss about this.
Am I?
Yes, you are, Blanche. I know what it must have seemed like, and I'm awfully sorry it had to happen. But it isn't anything as serious as you seem to take it. In the first place, when men are drinking and playing poker, anything can happen. It's always a powder keg. He didn't know what he was doing. He was as good as a lamb when I came back to him, and he's really very, very ashamed of himself.
And that makes it alright?
No, it isn't alright for anybody to make such a terrible row. But people do sometimes. Stanley's always smashed things. Why, on our wedding night, as soon as we came in here, he took off my slipper and rushed about smashing all the light bulbs with it.
He did what?
He smashed all the light bulbs with the heel of my slipper.
And you let him? Didn't run? Didn't scream?
I was sort of thrilled by it. Eunice and you had breakfast?
Do you suppose they wanted any breakfast?
There's some coffee left on the stove.
You're so matter-of-fact about it, Stella.
What other can I be? He's taken the radio to get it fixed. It didn't land on the pavement, so only one tube was smashed.
And you're standing there smiling?
What do you want me to do?
Pull yourself together and face the facts.
But what are they in your opinion?
In my opinion, you're married to a madman.
No!
Yes, you are. Your fix is worse than mine is, only you're not being sensible about it. I'm going to do something about it. Get a hold of myself and make myself a new life.
Yes?
But you've given in, and that isn't right. You're not old. You can get out.
I'm not in anything I want to get out of.
What? Stella?
I said I'm not anything I have a desire to get out of. Look at the mess in this room and these empty bottles. They went through 2 cases last night. He said he was going to quit having these poker parties, but you know how long such promise is going to keep. Oh well, it's his pleasure. Like mine is movies and bridge. People have got to tolerate each other's habits, I guess.
I don't understand you. I don't understand your indifference. Is this a Chinese philosophy you cultivated?
What?
The shuffling about and mumbling, 1-2 smash, beer bottles, mess in the kitchen, as if nothing out of the ordinary has happened. Are you deliberately shaking that thing in my face?
No.
Stop it, let go of the room. I won't have you clean it up for him.
Then who's gonna do it? Are you?
I?
No, I didn't think so.
Oh, let me think. If only my mind would function. We've got to get hold of some money. That's the way out.
I guess that money is always nice to get a hold of.
Listen to me. I have an idea of some kind. Do you remember Chef Hunley? Of course you remember Chef Hunley. I went out with him at college, and were his friend for a while. Well, I ran into him last winter. You know I went to Miami during the Christmas holidays?
No.
Well, I did. I took the trip as an investment, thinking I'd meet someone with $1 million.
Did you?
Yes, I ran into Chef Hunley. I ran into him on Biscayne Boulevard on Christmas Eve, about dusk, getting into his car. Cadillac convertible. Must have been a black one.
I should think it would have been inconvenient in traffic.
You've heard of oil wells?
Yes, remotely.
He has them all over Texas. Texas is spouting gold in his pockets.
My.
You know how indifferent I am to money. I think of it in terms of what it does for you. But he could do it. He could certainly do it.
Do what, Blanche?
Why? Set us up in a shop.
What kind of a shop?
Oh, a shop of some kind. He could do it with half of what his wife throws away at the races.
He's married?
Honey, would I be here if the man weren't buried? Western Union, operator. Western Union.
That's a dial phone, honey.
I can't dial, I'm too...
Just dial O.
Oh?
Yes, O for operator.
Give me a pencil. Where's the slip of paper? I've got to write it down. The message, I mean. Darling, Shep, sister and I in desperate situation.
I beg your pardon?
Sister and I in desperate situation. We'll explain details later. Would you be interested in... You never get anywhere with direct appeals.
Don't be so ridiculous, darling.
I'll think of something. I've got to think of something. Don't laugh at me, Stella. Please, please. I want you to look out the contents of my purse. 65 measly cents in the coin of the realm.
Stanley doesn't give me a regular allowance. He likes to pay bills himself. But this morning he did give me $10 to smooth things over. You take 5 and I'll keep the rest.
Oh, no, Stella.
I know how it helps your morale to just have a little pocket money on you.
No, thank you. I'll take to the streets.
Talk sense. How did you happen to get so low on funds?
Money just goes. It goes places. Sometime today I've got to get a hold of a bromo.
I'll fix one now.
Not yet. I've got to keep thinking.
I wish you would just let things go, at least for a while.
I can't live with him, Stella. You can. He's your husband. But how could I, after what happened last night, with just this curtain between us?
Blanche, you saw him at his worst last night.
On the contrary, I saw him at his best, when such a man has to offer his animal force, and he gave a wonderful exhibition of that. The only way to live with such a man is to go to bed with him. And that's your job, not mine.
You'll see after you're rested a little. You don't have to worry about anything while you're here. I mean, expenses.
I have to plan for us both, to get us both out.
You take it for granted that I'm in something that I want to get out of.
I take it for granted that you still have sufficient memory of Belle Reef to find this place and these poker players impossible to live with.
Well, you're taking entirely too much for granted.
I can't believe you're in earnest.
No?
I understand how it happened. A little. You saw him in a uniform. An officer. Not here, but...
I'm not sure it would have made any difference where I saw him.
Now, don't say it was one of those mysterious electric things between people. If you do, I'll laugh in your face.
I'm not going to say anything more at all about it.
Alright then, don't.
But there are things that happen between a man and woman in the dark that make everything else seem unimportant.
What you are talking about is brutal desire, just desire. The name of the rattletrap streetcar that bangs through the quarter. Up one old street and down the other.
Haven't you ever ridden on that streetcar?
It brought me here, where I'm not wanted and where I am ashamed to be.
Then don't you think your superior attitude is out of place?
I'm not being or feeling at all superior, Stella. Believe me, I'm not. It's just this. This is how I look at it. A man like that is one to go out with once, twice, maybe 3 times if the devil is in you. But live with? Have a child by?
I told you, I love him.
Then I tremble for you. I just tremble for you.
I can't help your trembling if you insist on trembling.
May I speak plainly?
Yes, do. Go ahead, as plainly as you want to.
Well, if you'll forgive me, he's common.
Why, yes, I suppose he is.
Suppose you can't have forgotten that much of our bringing up, Stella, that you just suppose there's any part of a gentleman in his nature. Not one particle, no. Oh, if he was ordinary, just plain but good and wholesome. But no, there's something downright bestial about him. You're hating me saying this, aren't you?
Go on and say it all, Blanche.
He acts like an animal, has an animal's habits, eats like one, moves like one, talks like one. There's even something subhuman, something not quite to the stage of humanity yet. Yes, something ape-like about him. Like one of those pictures I've seen in anthropological studies. Thousands and thousands of years have passed him by, and there he is, Stanley Kowalski, survivor of the Stone Age, bearing the raw meat home from the kill in the jungle. And you here, waiting for him? Maybe he'll strike you, or maybe grunt and kiss you. That is, if kisses have even been discovered yet. Night falls and all the other apes gather, there in front of the cave, all grunting like him, and swilling and gnawing and hulking. His poker night, you call it, this party of apes. Somebody growls, some creature snatches at something, the fight is on. God, maybe we are long way from being made in God's image, but Stella, my sister, there has been progress since then. Such things as art, as poetry and music, such kinds of new lights have come into the world since then. And some kinds of people, some tender feelings have had some little beginning that we have got to make grow and cling to and hold as our flag in this dark marshes, whatever it is we're approaching. Don't hang back with the brutes.